Welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today I've got 8 big exciting advanced reviews and we're going to be deep diving into all these big 4K Ultra HD releases. Now most of these were sent to me early for review directly from the studios. But as most of you know that have followed me here on my channel, that never affects or changes my testing data or my review scores. As always, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you to let you know the total quality of each of these 4K releases. Now at the end of each review, I'm going to wrap it up with my review score that lets you know the sum up total quality and if these are something you should buy and add to your collection. And let me tell you, I do have some information about some that you shouldn't add to your collection in this video, as well as some that are reference quality. So you don't want to miss a second of this exciting episode. Now, later on in this video, some of these I'm going to be doing as my new segment in this video series, which is quick fire speed reviews. So that's going to be contained for the later reviews in this video to get you more content out so you know the quality of them before the release dates. And that's so that way health-wise I can continue to create videos like this. Because of the amount of content I'm getting sent to me every single week, I'm getting dozens upon dozens of 4Ks every single week sent to me for review, and I want to cover them all for all of you, and this is a way that I can do this, containing all of these in a more condensed review format to get you all this content in these episodes. Now to start off with here, we're going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine from 2024. Now this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe introduction of Deadpool into the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe now. I will tell you, for a superhero, comedic, action adventure film, it's a blast. It's one of those that was one of the biggest box office sensations of 2024, and it actually holds the record for the most successful rated R box office film of all time. And I will tell you, for a rated R flick, it is a very adult superhero film. It has just about everything: violence, gore, and a massive amount of language. But I will tell you, it's pretty darn funny and enjoyable, and the action is pretty darn exciting in it. Now, Disney did send this to me a full week early for review for me to dive into and test for all of you, and I am happy to report this is a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR10 master, Disney providing Dolby Vision on more of their future releases, and I will tell you, this is one of those that the Dolby Vision and HDR10 layer were implemented wonderfully well, though there is a slight variance, and that's roughly about 5% difference in color tones and vibrancy between Dolby Vision and the HDR10 layer. Dolby Vision being the clear winner. That was the one I preferred to watch it in. Now, I always test and review things on my 4 professionally calibrated high-end 4K displays with 4 professionally calibrated 4K players of different varying models. I share that information in the description section below a lot of these videos, and I've talked about them before. But when I test them and review them, I always compare the differences between what that Dolby Vision looks like in the HDR10, and the Dolby Vision was the preferred way I enjoyed viewing it, but both of them are very beautiful 4K presentations. Depth and detail was striking to behold. From beginning to end, there was no issues present whatsoever with anything in the image. No digital noise, banding, blocking, nothing whatsoever. It is one of those beautiful 4K presentations. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, the good news doesn't stop there. We also get a lossless Dolby Atmos audio mix that is a massive treat. It had constant and consistent use of the height channels throughout the film, numerous things that immersed you into it and made you feel like everything was going on all around you. It had amazing dynamic range and amazing LFE and bass that throughout it, you will rattle your neighbor's windows. It is one of those reference quality Dolby Atmos audio mixes that you will sit there and be wowed through the entire runtime of the film with the reference quality image and reference quality Dolby Atmos. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate as well. I'm happy to report it has a high, healthy, and strong 60 megabits per second, and lends to why it has such a beautiful image from beginning to end. Now, if you want some recommendations of some other really good kind of alternative superhero movies that are on 4K that have amazing 4K releases, you'll want to check out my top alternative superhero movies on 4K Ultra HD video. In that video, I talked about things that are basically superhero films that are maybe more like Deadpool, where it's more or less a bad guy that's kind of helping the good guys, or just outright bad guys that are basically trying to save the universe. They're more unique alternative superhero films that more fit in line with Deadpool's like theme. That video is available right now on this channel, and it's about some of the best must-own 4K releases of alternative superhero movies. Now, this is the limited edition Wolverine variant Steelbook. There's two different variants that I've talked about here on this channel. There's the Wolverine one and a Deadpool one that when you put them together, they create a full picture. Now, this is the one that I was sent for review, and I will tell you it is extremely metallic and shiny. It does have metallic parts coming out, like with his claws that are very shiny metallic underneath. I do like the two artworks, but the Wolverine one is personally my favorite of them. Now, I will tell you, after my initial announcement, these are sold out, but the standard slipcover 4K case that is slightly less expensive is available right now, and I put that direct link down there below for each of the versions, but the slipcover is the only one that's still available. And I'll just show you quickly what this looks like. It does have the really nice metallic artwork on it, as you can see there. On the side, it does say Deadpool and Wolverine. On the back, it does have Wolverine's logo for the Wolverine variant. On the one for Deadpool, it's completely different artwork with a Deadpool on the back. And then when you get inside here, it has really cool, unique artwork on the discs themselves with very unique artwork that's on the inside of the Steelbook. Now, a question I've got asked a lot about is the delays going on in the industry that I've shared about dozens of times in previous videos. That's not going to change, and it's actually only getting worse as the year goes on because the discs are getting more and more behind production due to the issues with the plant and the production issues that I've explained in my 100,000 subscriber celebration video. I talked all about all of the production issues that the studio shared directly with me. It's from conversations I had directly with Disney and Sony that has shared what's really going on and why there's so many disc delays, as well as production costs are slowly rising as well. And that's all contained in that video, but I will tell you this is something that is going to continue for the next several years because as of right now, no other plant has stepped up to say they're going to open up a new plant to start producing more discs. And that's just what all of us here in the 4K movie industry are dealing with. Now, I've got to say I was extremely impressed with this 4K's use of Dolby Vision and HDR10. It was done superbly, and it was a very impressive 4K presentation. Now, getting to my review score for Deadpool and Wolverine in this upcoming 4K release, this gets a reference quality 9.8. It comes highly recommended as a must buy. You need to buy and add to your collection. Now, it's always extremely important. If you decide you're buying this and adding this to your collection, I put the direct Amazon sale links for all of these that I'm reviewing in this video as a pinned comment in the comment section right below this video. Those sale links down there never cost you a penny extra when you click and buy through them. But when you click on those and buy from them, they support the creation, the time, the work, and my heart and soul I put into all of these videos you enjoy watching here on my channel. So if this content helps you out and you enjoy these videos over the years, always make sure to go down and click and buy through those direct Amazon sale links I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. Next up, we have Addams Family Values from 1993. Now, this was sent to me a full 2 weeks early for review. I am happy to report this got a brand new native 4K transfer in Dolby Vision HDR10 Master. And let me tell you, the first thing you'll notice right off the bat is the colors look vibrant, lifelike, and bring the film to life like it's never been before on the previous Blu-ray transfer. On the previous Blu-ray, it had a very dull, muted, almost kind of grayed out color palette. Now, I understand a lot of their skin tones are intentionally like white or gray, but I'm talking about even the other actors in the film that basically they would go on that trip where they basically went to the camp and you'd see the other people around them. Those ones were also grayed out on the previous Blu-ray. That is gone. Skin tones are healthy and lifelike, and colors come to life like I've never seen this film ever before. And the 4K image is strikingly detailed with very strong depth in the image, far surpassing the previous Blu-ray transfer in every area of the image. Now, the only issue I encountered with the image was some very brief digital noise and a few brief scenes, but I'm talking it's very brief and you had to look very hard for it. Otherwise, it's a very enjoyable 4K transfer. Now, this also has a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. It's crystal clear sounding with great dynamic range, and I will tell you it was slightly louder and did sound slightly clearer than the previous Blu-ray release, but only slightly. Otherwise, it's a very good audio mix. Now, if you want to know the full quality of the first Addams Family movie in this series, I did that 4K review with a 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison previously here on my channel. That's available right now for you to go check out, and I will tell you, this is one of those that the 4K image does look slightly better than it did on that previous 4K release. So if you've gotten that one, you will enjoy this one even more. Now showing what you get in this. This is the outside limited edition slipcover artwork, and it does come with different artwork on the inside of actually the case. So you get two different artworks in this collector's limited edition slipcover case. I really like the metallic slipcover artwork. This one's fine, but this one's my favorite on the slipcover. Now inside here, you just get your 4K disc, and that 4K is 100% region free, so you won't have any issues playing this anywhere worldwide. Now I did want to touch on the new special features. We did get a new audio commentary and behind the scenes, which are both brand new special features exclusively on this 4K release. They weren't released before on the previous Blu-ray, which is exciting news because it makes this 4K a much more valuable upgrade. Now, rough average bitrate, high, healthy, extremely strong, 83 megabits per second. One of those at the rough average bitrate was phenomenal. Now, as far as the film goes, I personally think Addams Family Values is even better than the first film, which is rare for a sequel. I enjoyed the sequel even more than the first one, so I'm thrilled to finally have it on 4K. Now, getting to my review score, this gets an excellent 9.4. It's a highly recommended must-buy. You'll get to enjoy this on this upcoming 4K release in the best quality it's ever been released on home video. It is a very worthwhile upgrade and completely annihilates the previous Blu-ray image quality. You'll never want to watch that previous Blu-ray ever again. Now, start the conversation in the comment section below and let me know what from all of this massive review video that you're excited for. What of all of these reviews really made your day and now you're excited to add these to your collection? Always make sure to start that conversation down below. Next up, we've got Twisters from 2024, the action disaster thriller film that's a sequel to the original, and it's really well done. I was surprised at how well it lives up to the original legacy of the first film, and I had a blast watching it, so I was thrilled when this was sent to me early for review. Now, I am happy to report this is a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR10, and it was created from the original 35mm camera elements that they used to create the film in the first place. And that's good news because the 4K image retains the nice, natural, stable layer of film grain. There was no issues with the image from beginning to end whatsoever. And let me tell you, fine details were extremely impressive on this release. The depth in the image is dramatic and you will sit there saying to yourself, wow, the entire time. It's one of those that the 4K transfer they provided, and I actually think the 4K transfer looks better than even it was in cinemas. And it provides a stunningly beautiful 4K presentation from beginning to end. Now, this also comes with a massive treat in the Dolby Atmos audio mix. It had amazing dynamic range, some really good LFE and bass that will rattle your neighbor's windows, and it uses the height channels constantly throughout the film. It is a crystal clear audio mix. Overall, it provided a very immersive, reference quality Dolby Atmos experience that you need to hear. Now, I previously reviewed my Twisters, the first release, in my top upcoming episode number 38. In that video, I covered all about the first Twisters release and how reference quality that release was. Let me tell you, they did an amazing job with the Dolby Atmos on this as well, providing another reference quality experience. Now, bitrate wise, it has a shockingly high, extremely strong and healthy 95 megabits per second. Just one of those shockingly high rough average bit rates, and lends to why it's such a beautiful 4K image. Now, getting to my review score, this gets a reference quality 9.8. Highly recommended must buy. You buy, add to your collection, and experience the reference quality Twisters Dolby Atmos and the absolutely stunningly beautiful 4K transfer. This is one of those, if you've seen Twister, the first release on 4K that I reviewed, you know what to expect with this, because this is just as good a reference quality Dolby Atmos and image that you'll sit back and be wowed the entire time. Now, it's always extremely important if you decide you're buying and adding any of these to your collection, always make sure to click and buy through those Amazon links I put down below. Now, for the first in my new video segment of my quick fire speed reviews, we're going to be talking about Dark Night of the Scarecrows 1 and 2 double feature on 4K. Now, both films included in this ran from 1981, and then the second one is 2022. And I will tell you, these original TV movies, the first one was very enjoyable, second one was kind of a dud. Now, as far as the 4K image goes, it's extremely poor. It has bad artifacting, blocking, banding, digital noise, literally just about everything you could imagine going wrong goes wrong with the 4K image on this release. both films look extremely poor. You'll have one scene that looks pretty good. The next scene for the next 10 minutes looks absolutely horrendous, with blocking and artifacting constantly throughout the image, as well as very bad compression issues. Now, audio-wise, it has a Dolby Digital 5.1 and 2.0. Both of those were poor as well. It's shrill and sharp in numerous scenes. The audio goes up and down and in and out, and it's one of those that's a very inconsistent audio mix and very hard to listen to. Now, bitrate wise, it has a 55 megabits per second. Now, getting to my review score, this gets a horrible 3.4. This is a skip and do not buy. I do not recommend buying. Don't add this to your collection. It's a very poor and rough 4K release that there wasn't much that I could say was actually done right for this release. Overall, it looks like an old VHS in a lot of areas, and it's not one of those that's worth the price of admission at all. And as always, that's why if things come for review, I always share the accurate testing data and review scores, so you know the accurate quality of this, and this is one of those that you do not want to have in your collection. Skip it altogether. Next up, we have Robert Zemeckis' Death Becomes Her from 1992. Now this has Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn. It's a very good dark black comedy, kind of mixed with some sci-fi almost. It's a blast, and I will tell you it's one of those, the more I've watched it, the older I've gotten, the more I enjoy the film. Well, this got a brand new native 4K transfer of the original 35mm camera elements, and I will tell you, this is the best I've ever seen this look, but that's not without a caveat. There's actually at the beginning of the film, the whole intro title sequences, they're actually opticals and have issues where it's actually a softer image mixed with some digital noise and slight blocking during the whole scene where Meryl Streep is doing her dance number at the beginning. Once that scene is over, it's a little bit longer of a scene. Once that scene ends though, the image becomes absolutely beautiful. I will tell you at the beginning, I was kind of worried once I started watching it until I got past that, and then I realized it was only that beginning opticals area. Nice natural layer of film grain that is stable, as well as depth and detail looks very pronounced. And one of the biggest upgrades over their previous Scream Factory Blu-ray release is the fact that they went back and fixed all of the incorrect skin tones that were present on the previous Blu-ray. A lot of scenes had actually grayed out skin tones. A lot of them with Goldie Hawn, she looked completely grayed and dead, and most of the scenes, their skin tones were off to a very gray color. Those are all completely repaired and fixed throughout the entire runtime of this film. Skin tones actually look natural and healthy. They actually look normal like they should for the first time for this film on 4K. Now this has a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. It's crystal clear with great dynamic range, and it's a very strong audio mix. Now bitrate wise, this has a shockingly high, healthy and strong 93 megabits per second. One of those that lends to why the image is so superb. And this new native 4K transfer with Dolby Vision and HDR10 is a massive improvement and upgrade in every single area of the image over the previous Blu-ray release. Now getting to my review score for this upcoming collector's limited slipcover edition set, this gets a very good 9.0. It's a recommended buy. I very much enjoy this, and this is the best image and sound quality I've ever seen this on home video. The fact they went back and fixed all those issues on the previous Blu-ray to make sure they provided this in the best image quality ever was worth the price of admission alone. I definitely recommend this film. It's a blast, and the more you watch it, the funnier it gets. Next up, we have The Wolfman from 2010. Now, this is the Universal Monsters universe. This is a gothic horror adventure film, and it's personally one of my favorite underrated and severely underrated gothic horror films. A lot of reviewers gave this bad reviews when it came out in cinemas because back in 2010, it just was one of those before its time. It takes time. The more I watch it, the more I enjoy it. There are so many hidden elements, massive set pieces. Overall, it's one of my favorite Universal monster horror films, and I really enjoy watching it. I think Benicio del Toro, Anthony Hopkins are superb in it. And then you gotta consider it had Emily Blunt and Hugo Weaving in it as well that were very good as well. Overall, the film was severely underrated, and a lot of people just haven't experienced it because of the bad reviews it got originally when it came out. If this would have came out now, people would be raving about how amazing it is in comparison to films that are released nowadays. That shows the difference in cinema quality of what's released in cinemas now versus back in 2010 when this came out. Now, this got a brand new 4K restoration, and it is stunningly detailed from beginning to end. I had no issues whatsoever with the image. Overall depth and detail are a sight to behold. It annihilates the previous Blu-ray transfer in every area of the image, and it's one of those 4K upgrades that is so drastically noticeable the second you put it in, you're just sitting there like, wow. Now there's another massive treat we got as well in a brand new lossless Dolby Atmos audio mix that is incredibly immersive. Hype channels are used consistently throughout it to immerse you in this wonderful gothic film. If you like horror films at all and you have not experienced this yet, do yourself a favor, get it in this amazing 4K release and experience it with the reference quality Dolby Atmos. You'll be blown away. The sound alone is worth the price of admission. I was shocked at the quality they provided on this 4K release. Now, bitrate wise, shockingly high, extremely healthy and strong, 95 megabits per second. Lends to why the image is strikingly beautiful from beginning to end. Now, it's a darker film intentionally, and on the previous Blu-ray it did have black crush. That is gone. With the amazing Dolby Vision and HDR10 implementation, it alleviated all of the black crush or gray crush from the previous Blu-ray. You can see depth and details in this image that you could never see on the previous Blu-ray, and it's a massive improvement that I am thrilled with the quality that we got on this. And getting to my review score, this gets a terrific 9.7. This is a highly recommended must-buy. You buy, add to your collection, and experience this film in this amazing quality. You will sit back and be wowed from beginning to end. I am still shocked at the quality Screen Factory provided for this one because I did not expect to have such amazing image and reference quality Dolby Atmos. That Dolby Atmos is worth the price of admission alone. Next up, we have Eli Roth's Thanksgiving from 2023. Now, this is a horror thriller film, kind of mixing in basically a holiday film to be a horror thriller film for Thanksgiving. It's very enjoyable. I think it has a lot of really cool elements in it, and it's one of those horror thrillers that I do enjoy. Now, for this 4K release, Sony did a brand new native 4K transfer with Dolby Vision and HDR10 Master, and I can tell you over the previous Blu-ray that I owned, the depth and detail is dramatically improved in this in every area of the image, and you'll notice the upgrade in image quality. I didn't have any issues with digital noise or banding or blocking, no issues whatsoever. And this includes a brand new lossless Dolby Atmos audio mix, and it's more or less a lighter Dolby Atmos experience. It does have uses of the height channels, and it does immerse you in numerous scenes throughout it, but it's not one of those that's reference quality. It's one of those you get little sprinklings of the height channels throughout, which add a smile to your face, but you're not going to feel like things are happening all around you or above you all the time. But it's still one of those, I'm glad they did the new Dolby Atmos to even add those little bit of immersive elements that add that level of enjoyment that makes this a worthwhile upgrade. Now, rough average bitrate wise, this has a mind-blowingly high, healthy, and strong 100 megabits per second. Sony doing another amazing job with their rough average bit rates, just saying we're going to put everything we can into the disc to give us all the ultimate 4K release of Thanksgiving, and it is great. I love the limited edition SteelBook. It does come with embossing on it, and I really like that. It is a matte finish underneath my SteelBook protectors. Now, if you want to know about what's the best SteelBook protectors, you'll want to check out my SteelBook protectors video. I tested and reviewed 10 different ones from 10 different manufacturers, compiled all of my data, and figured out which one comes out the best quality, the thickest, the ones that hold up the best, and the best value. That video is available right now on this channel, and it covers everything you need to know about SteelBook protectors to make sure you protect our investment in these movies. And I also included the sale links for the best value down below that video as well. So you want to check out that video. But I'll tell you, I really like this limited edition SteelBook. And if you're wondering, there is no standard case coming for this film whatsoever. Sony was very specific. Limited edition SteelBook for this release only. Once this sells out, there will be no standard case, and they are not planning a reprint of this SteelBook either. Sony only does reprints of a few select titles each year. This is one of those they said they have no plans once this sells out to ever reprint it again. So this is one of those true limited edition SteelBooks you don't want to miss out on. Now, getting to my review score, this gets a stellar 9.1. It's a recommended must-buy you want to buy and add to your collection. Just keep in mind, this is your warning, limited edition SteelBook only. Once this sells out, it will be extremely expensive on the aftermarket, so make sure to go down and order your copy so you don't miss out on this. Next up, we've got the Chronicles of Riddick from 2004 in this limited edition set. Now, for this sci-fi action adventure film, this got a brand new 4K restoration. It's a native 4K with Dolby Vision, HDR10 Master, And I will tell you the 4K image on this is a sight to behold. It's one of those jaw-dropping experiences that you'll sit there and say to yourself, I cannot believe the level of detail and the level of work that went into providing this. The Dolby Vision and HDR10 implementation are literally sublime as well. And it's simply one of those 4K transfers that is a sight to behold. I was amazed at all the quality they provided for each of the cuts of the film in here as well, because there's different cuts and versions. You get the director's cut, you get the theatrical cut, and then you get the open matte, basically kind of like IMAX version of the film. And that is an amazing experience that I was really surprised at how amazing it was. And I will warn you though, the open matte, basically theatrical cut, that's the newer like expanded version, where you get to see so much more of the image, that is exclusive to the limited edition set that will never be printed again. Arrow Video was very specific. When I show you inside here, that is exclusive to this limited edition printing. Once this sells out, that'll never be released again, that disc. It even says it right on the disc. Now, also including that exclusive disc, you also get the extra cut of the film that comes from the video game, Escape from Butcher Bay, which is a very good film on its own, which expands the Riddick universe, and that's included on that limited edition disc as well. Again, once it sells out, they said they will never print that limited edition disc again with all of that extra content, and let me tell you, that extra content you don't want to miss out on. It was some of the most exciting stuff I've seen for this film that I was really amazed at what was included in this. But the good news doesn't stop there. We also get a lossless Dolby Atmos audio mix that was created exclusively for this 4K release. It is stunningly immersive from beginning to end. Throughout it, it consistently used the height channels, had amazing dynamic range, LFE and bass were amazing. Overall, it is a reference quality Dolby Atmos audio mix that you will sit there saying to yourself, I can't believe my neighbors can hear it, down the street they can hear it. Overall, the clarity is incredible. It's one of those that the entire image and the audio mix are just sublime. Then you get reversible artwork on the inside. I do like how it's different artwork on the inside. Then when you get inside, you get a whole behind the scenes book in here. Then you get the one disc that's the theatrical. Then you have your director's cut disc, different artwork. And this is your limited edition exclusive disc. They said that this is the disc that will never be printed once these limited editions sell out. All of this content goes into the vault to never be released again. And let me tell you, that open matte version was one of the most exciting things I've seen that they included in this. You will just sit there saying to yourself, that was the coolest experience. It's like those IMAX scenes where it opens everything up and all the special effects are opened up. Everything just looked amazing. And you get all that extra content. That is why this limited edition set is such a must buy. Now getting to my review score for the Chronicles of Riddick in this limited edition 4K release. This enters the hollowed halls of the rarest 4K releases here on this channel. This gets a reference quality 9.9. It is so highly recommended as a must buy. You must not miss out on this one. This is one of the biggest and best 4K releases of the year. Image, sound, contents, I didn't even touch on all of the amazing behind the scenes special features. You can spend hours upon hours upon hours diving into all the contents they provided in this limited edition set. It is one of those that I cannot recommend enough. I was shocked and surprised at what Arrow Video provided. This is one of the best Arrow Video 4K releases I have ever seen. It's always extremely important, if you're going to buy or add any of these to your collection, always go down and click and buy through those direct Amazon sale links I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. I cannot stress to all of you how important that truly is. That's the only way I can spend all this time working full-time, testing, analyzing, reviewing, and creating these massive review videos. It's only always through you, my viewers and subscribers' support, by clicking and buying directly through those Amazon sale links down there below and joining my Collectors VIP Club. When you join my Collectors VIP Club, it only costs you a couple of bucks every month, but all of that goes directly back into the software and the massive time it takes me to create all of these huge videos. I really want to say thank you to every one of you. Every time you click and buy through those links, it means the world to me. And that's how, with all of my health conditions, I can spend all this time continually doing this. And I really do just love spending all this time talking to all of you about these great movies and 4K releases. And as always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.